Welcome to Decode It, a podcast series helping understand more about computer technologies and its beginnings. I'm Ashley Griffin, involved in IT from the 1980s, first with the Atari ST, then onto computer networks in the early 1990s. This episode is about the trials of working out why the computer will not turn on even though the power supply tests okay. Back in the days of building PCs, this was always an issue. A PC that worked yesterday and doesn't work today, even though the power light is lit on the motherboard. I mostly saw this on the gaming PCs as the power supply was run to its limits, with graphics cards requiring huge amounts of power, back when they were not as efficient as they are today. Assuming the problem wasn't motherboard related, it almost always was the power supply, assuming the PC was built well with the correct compatible parts. Normally the symptoms were the power supply fan jolts when plugged in, however the PC will not turn on. Testing the power supply outside the computer seems to show it's working okay. Sometimes testing inside the computer shows it's working okay with the extractor fan coming on, however the motherboard still not powering on. The ATX standard, a subject we covered in the last podcast, saw the introduction of the motherboard power supply connectors being 20 and 24 pin main and an extra 4 pin CPU 12 volt supply connector. In the main motherboard power connections is a green wire located at pin 16. This has to go live 5 volts within half a second after all of the power rails are stable. Failing this, the motherboard will not power on. The power supply might fully work taking 2 seconds to be stable. This is outside the specification, thus the motherboard will not power on. Most power supply testers do not check the status of this power good connection and therefore you are unable to diagnose the problem. Our testers show the speed the power good wire goes active. Pushing power supplies to their limit and cheaper power supplies generally result in a short lifespan, showing up in this internal test circuit which the motherboard uses. We always have a spare known working power supply, connecting it outside the case, thus confirming if it is the power supply that's at fault. Thank you for spending some time with me. Subscribe to see more in the Decode It series.